All right, welcome to another episode of the Mod Pod. As always, I am Albert Delgado, and with me, as always, is Mr. Jose Martinez.
How's it going, man?
It's going. It's going. I mean,
Not the
it's going.
not the victory week that we're expecting, right?
Yeah, they just couldn't do one thing for me, man. But big victory, big dub for you guys. Sack
I
record
mean,
as
I
well.
I, I wouldn't say it was a big victory. It was expected. Cheers. I let you open that
Cheers.
up. All right, here we go. Cheers. It wasn't something that I was too worried about. I mean, it is the Giants. Um, Mike Glennon was their quarterback. So, yes, Robert Quinn having himself a season broke Richard Dent's single season sack record. He was at 17.5. Mr. Quinn got number 18 this game, and I mean, that's the whole thing I was waiting for. The whole game
Yeah.
was for him just to break it. Like the play before, there was a holding call, so he didn't get it there, and then he couldn't be stopped. So congratulations, he's having himself a bounce back season.
Yeah, excuse me. Like I said, it was against Mike Glennon and the Giants, but I mean, it was I mean, it's a good way to to start towards the end of this season. How it's been going so far for the Bears. You
Can't
know,
complain.
it's always good to have some victory dubs at
It's
the tail end of what's been a pretty
yeah,
crazy season.
and the stories are out. Matt Nagy's already been informed that he's going to
This is
be
like the fifth time now
fired.
we've heard
I
this.
mean, we've been saying this. We've been doing this song and dance for like 5 weeks
Thanksgiving,
now.
right?
So at this point, it doesn't matter. Justin Fields was scheduled to close out the season. He had been healthy. He had been dealing with, I believe, an ankle injury, but ended up on the COVID list today. So he's probably going to be doubtful for Sunday. I honestly would like to see Nick Foles out there.
Mhm.
The offense under Andy Dalton is just a little. It's vanilla. It's nothing exciting is happening. Other than Dave Montgomery just murdering people and having himself some angry runs.
I
Just
mean,
the
he's
passing
he's
game
got a
was
chance.
non-existent.
He's got a chance for our bet. He needs 122 yards, I think.
138 yards.
138 yards. Okay, so if he can pull that
138 yards.
off,
Yeah. So not even that. I'm this close right now. Imagine if he didn't go down for 4 or 5 weeks.
yeah.
I'd be running away with it.
Oh, for sure.
So, I mean, wishful thinking. I think your guy is 75 yards away from hitting the 1K mark.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's gonna. I don't know what the Cowboys are planning to do coming into this game against the Eagles. I mean, they're apparently having a COVID breakout as of right now. Parsons and Tyron Smith, I believe, have been added to the COVID list. So I don't know what all that's going to look like. Everybody wanted to go see, I guess, Dirk Nowitzki retire. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe save it for another
Well,
week.
hey, I want to say Amari Cooper and um, what's the other guy's name? Were there too.
Yeah, I think I saw something about Amari Cooper. I don't know if he's been. I don't know. I mean, if there was a time that you wanted to happen, I guess now would be the best time
I
heading
mean,
into
y'all don't
playoffs.
really need y'all clinched it already, right?
Yeah, it's already clinched. Yeah,
So, I mean, what would this game actually do for y'all?
I think it just moves us up to maybe the second or third seed if we win, but depending on if everybody else loses this coming week as well. But I mean,
Mm,
it really doesn't get you anything as far as
yeah.
maybe some other kind of favorable matchup. But other than that, nothing wrong there. But I guess I would have liked to maybe have the offense be out there for like a quarter or two against this game against the Eagles because they still looked rusty. I mean, we'll just get into it with the Cardinals. We'll just jump right into it.
Let's go.
Um, I don't know what else to say about this offense. The
No
play
offensive
calling,
line.
yeah,
Like it just looked like Dak was scrambling, trying to, come up with something
yeah.
off the top of the dome, and that's just not winning football.
And then the creativity, you don't see it until like the last 6 minutes into the fourth quarter from the play calling. I don't know if it is Kellen Moore, if he's just
He ran out of
stashing
tricks.
everything until playoffs, if he's just being very conservative. But to me, it's not the way like to go in as far as the confidence factor goes going into the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
I had a little bit of hope the previous week against Washington where, everybody was just firing on all cylinders, and then you go and play the Cardinals and just shit the bed at home.
Hey, they were
frustrating.
saying it all week that it was Kyler Murray's house. Just rough, man. And then, so right now, I guess the playoff picture would be is y'all would play them in the first round, right?
Right.
Oh, man, that's a tough matchup, especially with, you got a taste of what they can do. I thought the defense did a pretty decent job. The offense didn't give them any help. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
quick
He's
3
elusive.
and outs and not getting them time to rest. And then, like I said, Diggs is going to give up yardage. He's going to be there for the occasional big play because he's a ball hawk, but he doesn't necessarily have the best coverage skills.
I saw this stupid number that he's given up like over 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
this season.
Yeah, he's given up over 1K. Like, I mean, the yards
interceptions.
He has interceptions, which make it like not that bad. Like he's got the 11 interceptions, right? But at the end of the day, you can't call yourself a shutdown cornerback if you're given 1,000 yards.
I was going to get into that.
Can't be a shut.
Like, does that be like? Can he be considered a shutdown corner?
Yeah, no. I think somebody texted me and it was making me laugh. He's the Jameis Winston of cornerbacks. They put up some crazy stats and then they shit the bed on the other end of it.
You got to pick and choose. Like, what do you want? You want some turnovers?
I mean, to me, interceptions are going to outweigh what he's done on the field. Like, I mean, those have been big time game decision factors. Have won us games. So I mean, I'll take those any day over giving up some yardage here and there, but you still got to make a play when necessary, which he is doing with the interceptions, but it's not like he's doing it every week. I mean, he had a nice little string of them, but little deflected passes here and there would help too. You can pad those stats as well.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I was at our neighborhood pub for like 2 drinks just while like the game had just started.
Mm-hmm.
There were some. I was surprised because usually we're in like cowboy country here, and there was people in the bar that were actually cheering for the Cardinals, which I found, a little weird, especially, I mean, obviously, the bar that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. It just seems weird. Like everyone was so gung-ho on the Cowboys at the beginning of the season. We started hearing, this is a Super Bowl bound team, especially with the points that they're putting up. But then you put them up against a team like Arizona who, defensively, they're okay. And then offensively, what they can do. And then it's like Dallas is looking like the Washington team that y'all just played.
Yeah, I think maybe that could be a case of frustration with everybody. Is like they're just tired of the same song and dance from the Cowboys. Like you have this caliber of talent. We saw with Tony Romo, he took a few teams to the playoffs, but then only to be one and done when they got there. And I think that's what everybody's kind of expecting because the offense doesn't look like it's meshing well right now. Even though they have these star-studded names all over the place on the offense, it's just not playing up to tier of what it's capable of. And I think that's why a lot of fans are frustrated. I mean, I see it online. And then I myself kind of, am frustrated from it as well, just watching it and just knowing like this team should be and they could be doing better.
But this is around the time where it happens, though.
Yeah, which sucks. So it's just like the vicious cycle of history repeating itself.
Yeah.
Just like can't get a fucking break.
You got the same Cowboys
there we
again.
Go. So,
yeah, man. I could totally feel the frustration, and I would be frustrated too, especially with how well they've been doing. But something needs to click. Especially, I think, I don't know, man. Dak needs to go see like a shaman or something.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the dude. He needs to go do something. Go get blessed by whatever's out there. He needs some type of treatment. Maybe it's the new girlfriend or whatever. They're always cursed. Tony Romo had the Jessica Simpson curse. It happens. Oh, And we'll be back after this brief commercial message. Perhaps.
Sorry about that.
And he's back.
I got kicked out for some reason.
No,
I
you're
don't know
good,
what
man.
happened. Yeah, he needs to go see a shaman, get something fixed. You can kind of see that he's getting antsy, especially when he's scrambling.
Yeah.
And that makes me nervous for him too. Like, I don't know if he's just getting flashbacks at this point, but something needs to happen.
You know, I'm really hoping it's more that Moore has some tricks in the playbook bag that he's just been holding on to. You know, I'm hoping that that's really what it is and what it's going to come down to. That we'll see a totally different Cowboys offense come playoffs.
He's being
But
sneaky.
I'd be a little bit more happy if I actually saw something though click between the QB and the wide receiver, between Dak and the wide receivers right now.
Oh,
And I feel like I'm not seeing that. I feel like the chemistry is kind of off right now. It's in a little bit of a weird limbo.
And then, you know, speaking about wide receivers, like Michael Gallup, man, what a champion.
Yeah.
Just terrible injury to happen right now. Which at this point, is this the last time you see him in a Cowboys uniform?
Yeah, I think it was Cooper that tweeted or that had mentioned to media that Gallup had told him he felt his leg pop prior to the catch. And so he came down, got the touchdown, put a little bit of hope.
You could see it.
Yeah.
In the replay, like he didn't even want to
land. It looked
land.
awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked awkward when he was coming down with the ball. But yeah, potentially that could have been his last catch as a Cowboy. Could have been that last touchdown catch for himself. He could find himself elsewhere. There is a little bit more room now with the cap space that they just announced this year, going into this year. So I don't know exactly because, I mean, they still have to sign Randy Gregory. There's still some other people they have to sign, pieces that they want to have there. Because to be honest, I'd rather have Gregory on defense versus Michael Gallup on offense if it did come down to like that particularly.
Especially, I mean, whatever team is going to go after him could probably get him for cheap right now.
Yeah, but especially coming off an injury plagued season for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind to see him in a Bears uniform.
As long as he doesn't go anywhere in the NFC East, I'm happy with that.
Okay.
I will root from any other team besides the Giants, Eagles, and football team. So I'm cool. I'd be happy if he was a Bear or let me see, what else would be a good landing spot for him? I mean, the team that would probably pay him if they did want to kind of edge their way on there would probably be the Lions, but I don't want anybody going there. I'm just gonna say Bears. I'm just gonna keep it Bears. I'm gonna hope for the Bears. That'd be cool.
I'm okay with that, obviously. But you know, speaking about your offensive coordinator, I know I was really gung ho on him. You know, maybe being a Chicago Bears head coach, but I don't know. Like you said, something.
Yeah, kind of shaky this past 5 weeks.
And at this point, it's like, ooh, maybe I'd be putting this back.
Yeah,
I might not need it right now.
The deals was just the offensive line penalties too. They stalled like 6 great drives.
Yeah,
there was like 2 different drives where Dak used his legs or made like an amazing throw, and then only for it to get called back because of a holding penalty. And Zeke could have given me like another 25-yard bump on here, and that got called back for a holding penalty.
Yeah, man.
It's just like they can't get their shit together, man.
I feel you on that. Yeah, just tough, man. Tough loss. I know this is probably one of those games where you wish you could have come up with a win because at this point it's like you're solidifying, look, this is what we're capable of.
Yeah.
Better watch out for us in the playoffs. And at this point it's like, ooh, like, is this the same Cowboys team that we always see?
Yeah.
You know? And y'all didn't get some calls like towards the end of the game as well. Questionable calls. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there was just a lot of issues all around.
No, I agree, man. Well, let's move on to your Bears and Giants. They just slaughtered them 29-3.
I mean, from the get-go, the defense showed up. I mean, we got the interception, then we got a strip sack. Like, it set us up in the red zone back-to-back times. You know, Andy Dalton didn't really have to do too much this game. But, you know, Andy Dalton could have just cut them up, and he didn't.
Yeah.
We're still seeing that disconnect with him and the receivers, but I think this is what you see when you have 3 quarterbacks this season. You know, there isn't anything to to gel them together, and
Right.
that's just a dumpster fire that I've been accustomed to. I mean,
I
the only
mean,
bright light. Go ahead.
I would say offensive wise, the only thing that I've seen consistent these past like maybe 3-4 weeks, Mooney
Say it. I mean, Mooney and David Montgomery
and Montgomery. I mean, just
run the
Montgomery's a given
fucking
though.
ball.
I think Mooney's that guy that kind of gets overlooked. I think he's again. It was like what 3 weeks ago where you saw that big physical play from him, and he's kind of
Yeah.
keeping up with that. He might just end up being that big physical, wide receiver for the Bears.
Yeah, I don't know about big.
He
I
plays
still
like
see
he's
him-
like 6'6".
Yes, I don't see him being a clear cut number one right
Yeah.
now. But I think it's just because, he doesn't really have that chemistry with one quarterback yet.
Mhm.
And, we really haven't had too much assistance on the other end of him.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson has been MIA. His baby mama is like posting pictures of Soldier Field's mirrors, like dirty ass mirror, good riddance. Like I already expect them, like they're done.
Yeah.
I
mean, he did
They're
himself
gone.
no favor as far as trying to play for a bigger contract elsewhere. Nobody's going to give him the money he's looking for.
Oh, not now.
Yeah.
But Cole Kmet, he work in progress. I mean, Jimmy Graham is Jimmy Graham. I mean, there's a lot of money that we can get rid of. I'm excited with the defense right now. I mean, we find ourselves a decent, coordinator.
Yeah.
Word on the street is if the stars aligned, we get Harbaugh.
I kept saying that. Yeah.
And word on the street is Vic Fangio might be getting fired. And if he does, him and Harbaugh are like really close. So I wouldn't mind him being our defensive coordinator again.
Yeah.
So this is wishful thinking. I wouldn't be mad at this. I think I would take him over, some young hotshot guru right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Harbaugh left the NFL in bad graces. He left. He was held a winning record as a coach here, right? Took Kaepernick and the Niners to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it just didn't flesh out for him. From then there, he kind of just fizzed out. But I mean, he didn't have a horrible track record,
and not even in college either.
Yeah.
So I'm
maybe
okay with
he just needed that breather while he was at Michigan. Maybe he is ready to come back, and if he does, I mean, Bears would be a good fit for him.
And I think our defense is gritty. We have a run game that, with Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery, that these are, some backs that will ram it down your throat. And I think that's what Justin Fields needs, especially being so young, is having a run game and then just making some passes when you need to until you get
his first
comfortable.
Time he's around a mobile quarterback.
I'm just saying.
The stars are aligned, like you said. I mean, he'd be coming into as near as a perfect situation based on other places that are open. I mean, I don't see why not.
I don't see why not either. I know, just backtracking a little bit, how you were frustrated with Zeke. There was a couple holding calls, brought some stuff back. I'm a little frustrated as well. That kind of maybe cost me my fantasy football championship. There was a trick play at the end zone. I don't know why Matt Nagy gets fucking cute. They do the wildcat where Dave Montgomery tries to throw a fucking pass.
Yeah.
I would have scored twice because I was playing Cole Kmet as well. So I would have gotten the touchdown for David Montgomery and Cole Kmet. But, Dave Montgomery is not the tallest guy. So he kind of just pitched it. If he would have just gone a little bit higher, fucking done deal. Just a little bit more. A little bit more oomph. But no, I got fucked on that. And, we can't win them all.
Beggars can't be choosers.
I know. I mean, we won the game. It was a slaughter. Quinn got his record, and I'm excited for next year with a healthy Khalil Mack. Bring Quinn back. I want to say Andy Dalton only had a 1-year deal with us, so I'm expecting Justin Fields, Nick Foles combo again because there's no. I mean,
there's no point in signing Dalton. Yeah.
No, and we can't even trade away Foles either because we gave him so much fucking money. Yeah, and maybe in the draft, load up on offensive linemen, maybe some, a bigger receiver to kind of give some slack to Mooney. But I'm excited for next year, and I think we're going to beat the Vikings because they suck.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I can see. I mean, what a way to end it if you guys beat the Vikings. I don't know what's going to happen with Dallas and the Eagles at this point because of the COVID outbreak. So it's probably just going to be backups playing regardless. I don't even think Dak. If anything, if they put Dak out there, depending on how many O linemen are healthy,
and they gave y'all the prime spot.
Yeah.
Right. That I mean,
let's see.
Yeah, y'all play like Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. Cooper Rush season. I guess it's just the Cooper Rush show after this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think.
So I don't see a lot of starters. Yeah, I don't think any of the starters will probably play past the second quarter.
Yikes. Okay.
Just because of the way the outbreak with COVID is going on with the facility, so who knows? I really can't even. I'm not even like excited to look forward into that game because I don't know what the hell is going to be going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited that this is the last game. I'm not going to be embarrassed anymore on any, national games. I'm not going to get any more text messages saying my team sucks. Like,
I have to look forward to if we get one and done in the playoffs, and I'm never going to hear the end of it. So,
y'all, I really don't like that matchup. I don't like that matchup.
Yeah.
If you do end up playing Arizona, but you never know. Maybe he was playing possum. Like, oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But
let's just hope that that's the case.
See. Yeah. We'll see what happens. We talked fantasy last week a little bit. I was already knocked out of every league. I've been it. What about yourself?
I got second place in one, and I'm kind of upset about it. And this, I mean, I didn't win anything. Stephanie won the Golden Cuddy, so Shout out to her. This is a first-time champion. Welcome to the Champions Club.
Cheers to Steph.
And it was crazy too because the person that she was playing against had Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and they just racked up points quick. Yeah. And she was pretty much, it's over. It's done with. They only need like 3 more points. Like, that's one pass, right?
Yeah.
And then, there was a couple incomplete passes. There was a couple that were called back. And then they just, like, the one play was at the end. They were in the red zone, like, goal line. And I'm like, this motherfucker, like, please don't do this. Please don't do this to my baby. Just don't give her this heartbreak. And sure enough, they handed the ball off. And he, like, trucked a couple guys and got it into the end zone. So it deterred any, passing downs. And right after that touchdown, they benched him. So she won by like 3 points.
What a way to win.
No, I mean, it was rough. It was an emotional roller coaster of a day. I knew I was losing by the time the mid games started. So I was already, drinking my feelings away. But there's always next year, right?
And then I sent you the 25 bones for our bet.
Hey, and Taco
slaughtered me.
And I beat the shit out of Taco too. So he paid me 50. So technically, I'm really gonna only be owing you like $25. True. Because I'm gonna use that money back to you. Yeah. See, it's just recycling the money, man.
I like the way you did that. I like the way you did that. You finessed your own loss. I like it.
Hey, I got to cover all my league entry fees, man. But since we're on the topic of fantasy football, I did have to run a poll because the way I was understanding of the league rules is you play until the last game being played. That's why they have consolidation brackets, you keep playing. And I think as a commissioner, I did a good job of saying, hey, assholes, everyone has to play, and there's going to be, a fight for last place.
Yeah.
Some people did not heed my advice. And, I did take a Twitter poll, and, 56% said the end of the season is after playoffs.
See, I played in multiple leagues where the end of the season ends right at playoffs, because when you go into playoffs, the teams that are playing for the consolation brackets cannot pick up players. Everybody else that are still in contention can. So it's kind of like there's really no point. But everybody does their leagues different, so.
And I think there was a consensus in the group chat.
Yeah. So I owe what, a $50 bottle to the winner, right?
No, up to, not a 50.
Oh,
so whatever he chooses.
Okay.
I was upset about that too, because Ruben's a bit of he likes to needle me a little bit. So I'm not happy that he's the winner of my league. He was upset when I won his. He has his own separate league, and I won it a couple years back. And he works at the same place that I work at, and it so happened that his group had moved in my area. So while he was at lunch, that I don't know, what would you call it, Victory Monday, I just won his championship. I had Photoshop myself, and that was the year that Fitzmagic showed up with his
with the
gold chains and shit.
Yeah.
But I photoshopped my face into his body, and I put my team name on the bottom, and I printed out probably 20 pictures, and I plastered it all over his cubicle. So that was fun times. So I guess this is payback a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm excited for next year. Again, I love fantasy football. I love football, and we can't always win.
True. Can't always win. That is the truest of truths to have ever been told.
Yeah. Unless you're Green Bay Packers, because, you have officials in your back pocket. Yeah. Assholes.
Let's go on to the week 18, the final week of NFL football, unfortunately. But then we have playoffs, and then the Fox USFL, right?
Hey, I'm excited.
I mean, it's finally backed by a big company.
What else do we have?
Yeah. I mean, there's really nothing else. I mean, you got a little bit of hockey after that.
I mean, not that the Blackhawks are doing anything special right now,
They're
but
really not.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
It happens. All right. Week 18. Starting off the Saturday slate, you got Kansas City at Denver. I mean, come on, Kansas City here.
Of course. And man, I was trying to read up on everything, all the if they win, this is what happens. It was too much for my little head right now. So I for sure think Kansas City has this one.
I think there's a scenario too where the Chargers and the Raiders in their matchup, if they both find a way to tie, if I can't remember who has to win. I think if it's Pittsburgh that wins, maybe. No, if Jacksonville wins. If Jacksonville wins, beats Pittsburgh, and the Chargers and the Raiders find a way to tie, they can both go to the playoffs.
Man.
So they have the Sunday night game. So at that point, it's just if Jacksonville's already won, who's opposed to both coaches just being hey, let's just not fucking play.
You know what? I really hope that doesn't come down to that. Imagine
but you could screw yourself. I mean, you screw the other team if you win out of the playoffs, but I mean, if you tie, yeah.
And then at that point, it's this is a villain origin story, right?
Yeah.
Where it's you make an agreement, we'll tie it, we'll kick a field goal at the end, we'll make it competitive, but it's not blatant. And then it's fuck it, let's just go for the win.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I would love that shit. But this might be
tidbit.
This might be a good chance to maybe put in some wagers for a tie,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that would pay out. I don't know.
I don't know what the
Don't
odds are.
take
I'd have to
advice
look at
from
the
me.
odds.
Yeah.
All right, so then you got Dallas at Philadelphia. I'm still going to pick Dallas, even though it may just be some secondary people in. But I think Philly might do some subs as well. I could see that since they've also clinched the playoff spot.
Oh, they did clinch. I thought they
Mhm.
needed to win, or if like Washington had a chance to like get in.
Nah, they already clinched it.
No, well, fuck them. Okay, I'm going with Dallas too.
All right, then we got Cincinnati at Cleveland. Staying with the hot hand, Cincinnati. Joey Burr is going on fire. He cannot
Hey,
be stopped. Jamar Chase, what a freak.
MVP.
Uh, depends on. I guess they're gonna give it to Rodgers probably.
I don't know, man. A lot of people don't like that he's unvexed. They called him
Yeah,
a jerk.
but
I
you know
mean,
that's how.
all
But that's
these
how they're gonna
words,
vote. That's how they're gonna vote, though.
all these adjectives, I'm okay with.
Yeah,
But you know what? I'm a fair person, and all this shouldn't be tied to his performance, which he has been killing it. I can't deny it.
yeah.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers hater.
Separate
I hate his face.
the art from the man, the artist from the man.
But I, the biggest hater ever, have to give him respect.
Yeah.
Have to give him respect. And, you know, I'm just looking forward to the Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers podcast.
Is that like, have they announced that they're gonna be on there?
I'm speaking it into the
All right.
into the world.
That'll be an interesting podcast.
Yeah. You know, and then him just shows like fucking pinky toe on the TV and shit. So yeah.
So, I think for sure, if he doesn't get MVP, I mean, he's going to get comeback player of the year for sure.
Okay, I can do that
because he did have the injury from last season, so he definitely has comeback player of the year locked in. Dak had that at the start of the season, I would have said midway, and then now it's just teetered off.
Not no more.
Joey B just has that clear runaway with it,
man. And who would have thought? Like they didn't need another wide receiver.
Yeah,
but they took Jamar Chase, and man, this kid is just special. And I don't know. Do you think we'll see the same type of output next season?
I mean, next season, I don't see why not. Now all you got to do is just build up that O line even better at this point. Kind of get some pieces here and there on the defense, but I mean, mostly if you can secure that O line, give him some more time in the pocket as well. I see why not. Why not even better numbers next year?
Man, it's exciting. There's a lot of change.
Their receiver core is dumb. It's stupid.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're moving on.
So Cincy at Cleveland, we're both going Cincy.
Yep.
Green Bay at Detroit should be a no-brainer here. Green Bay.
Duh.
Chicago at Minnesota. No, go ahead.
I'm going Chi-Town. And going back to the Green Bay game, like I know they don't even need to do anything, but it's fucking Aaron Rodgers, and he's still gonna fucking stick it.
Yeah.
To Detroit. Because that's what they do. And now we're going to Chicago. Vikings, look, y'all are stuck with Kirk Cousins, and I laugh at y'all. Y'all are trash. Chicago.
All right, Chi-Town for myself as well. Then you got Washington at the Giants. You got to go Washington here.
Oh, man, same.
Then you got Colts at Jacksonville. I mean, this is where the weirdness gets if Jacksonville does win, but I don't see that happening. Got to stay with the hot hand. Got to go with Colts, even though they just came off a loss.
The Colts have to win, though, right?
Yeah, they have to win, I believe, to get in.
Yeah, so I'm going Indy.
I mean, it wasn't fair. They played the Raiders last week, who had the ghost of John Madden behind them, so there was no way they were going to come with the dub. Let's face it.
Yeah, they had the ghost of John Madden, and then they have the ghost of Ruggs.
Yeah.
Get another DWI. Guys passed
out.
Right
after. Yeah, another guy gets a D. Yeah.
Idiot. Okay.
All right. Then you got Pittsburgh
at least he didn't kill no one.
Baltimore. True.
I'm going to Tennessee.
No, we're at Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Oh. I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go Baltimore.
Okay.
Then we got Tennessee at Houston. I mean, this should be a no-brainer, Tennessee. And then there's also a
Yes.
chance of what's his name being back, Derrick Henry, I believe,
Yes, they
come playoff time.
activated him from IR.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Some people are saying that actually makes them a worse team because they rely
No
on him
shit.
too much. I mean, they've been winning all these games without him.
I mean, they were winning games with him.
True. But they were also losing games with him.
I don't know, man. I don't know,
So
man.
we'll see. So then you got, but I mean, it's just something that people were saying, of course, that they get better with him in the backfield. But you got New Orleans at Atlanta. Give me Nola here.
I'm going to ATL.
Okay. Then we got the Jets at Buffalo. Give me the Bills.
You're going to go Bills. This is not even a game that they need, right?
Yeah.
Give me Jets, Jets.
Then you got San Francisco at the Rams. You know what? Give me the Niners here.
I'm going with the Niners as well. Because someone said, and I laughed at this, Matthew Stafford is Jay Cutler 2.0. And I laugh at that because there is no other fucking Jay Cutler. He's forever my QB1, the GOAT. Matthew Stafford wishes he could be like Jay Cutler and his fucking magical hair. So Matthew Stafford is just Matthew Stafford, man. Like, he was a pipe dream at the beginning of the season, and then he's Matthew Stafford from the Detroit Lions at the end of the season. You know, he's not used to winning big games, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with you on that as well. Matthew Stafford, just not that guy.
Matthew, no, he's a great man, good soul.
All right, so let's go to New England at Miami. I'm gonna go Miami here.
I'll go New England.
Then we got
Tua is just like, he's good, but some of his passing is just horrendous, man.
Yeah,
there's no progression.
His receivers make up for a lot of that for sure.
Waddle's a beast. Yeah, that was a good
pickup. Truly got blessed by that kid. Then we got Seattle at Arizona. Arizona here. Seattle's just kind of falling off a cliff at this point.
Yeah, last season with Dangerous Russ.
Probably. I don't think they're going to let him cook anymore. I don't know. I mean, maybe that injury. I think he maybe just rushed that injury. Maybe that's it. But it'll be interesting to see what happens this offseason for sure.
I think he probably wanted to come back. I mean, I know he's a baller, but I think it was more like, I need to prove myself. I need to up my stock a little bit, and it might have bit him in the ass. But I don't see some teams not calling Seattle for him.
Oh, for sure.
So, do you think Pete Carroll's done? A complete blow up of that team? I mean,
he's getting up there in age too. Maybe it's just time to retire.
You've heard it here first.
I think so. I think they need to get somebody new in there. I think he's had a nice little run, but I think they need to get somebody new in there. Somebody that's just going to change around that team.
Hey, they got a Super Bowl. You know.
Yeah. So what if you fuck the other one up? It's okay.
yeah, Marshawn Lynch. You run that shit all 4 downs. Even I know this. Jesus Christ. All right.
And you got Carolina at Tampa Bay, they're now out Mike Evans, and then also out of the famous exit that we now know as Antonio Brown.
Man, there's so much nonsense that is coming out now. And, AB being AB is just like airing out all the laundry.
Yeah.
That
text message looks fake, by the way. That looks like a very doctored text message.
Maybe. With his foot out and shit. But then, that text message to Brady's, healer, paying out $100K. Sheesh. That's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a messy situation. I think that
TB12 is a pyramid scheme, apparently.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But for like almost being 50 years old, the guy looks great. But I think it might be a lot of distractions right now
Yeah.
for Mr. Tom Brady. It might be a little bit more difficult getting to the Super Bowl this year than it was last year.
Yeah, I mean, you're out to two of your better wide receivers, if anything. You're also no, they have Mike Evans, right? No, Mike Evans is still there. I was thinking about
Yeah.
Godwin. Godwin's out, so it's only
No,
like Mike
Godwin's
Evans.
out. AB's out. Now it's just like randoms.
Yeah, so and I mean they have a Gronk who doesn't really look like he's 100%. He's about like 75% Gronk. I mean,
Yeah.
he definitely doesn't look the same.
Hey,
So who knows? I think it just makes that hill a little bit harder for them to climb for sure. I think that's safe to say.
Definitely. I can't see them going up against like Green Bay and coming out alive.
Yeah.
So I was watching, the man in the arena, and there was a bit with like Gronk there, and his time with injuries. Like he's like a fucking robot. He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's taking hits. So, like you said, like he doesn't look 100% right now, and I have to agree.
Yeah, but the wear and tear on him is very visible for sure.
But Tampa Bay, though, right?
You gotta go Tampa Bay here, yeah.
Okay.
Lastly, you got Chargers in Vegas. Again, if Jacksonville wins, it magically ends in a tie. They both go to the playoffs.
I don't see it happening.
So if I had to pick one or the other, I'm going to take the Chargers, though.
Same, because fuck the Raiders. My brother-in-law, both my brother-in-laws love the Raiders. Greg, that I play golf with, loves the Raiders. All terrible. They all have terrible judgment. So, yeah, I'm going with Justin Herbert at this game.
All right. I can live with that. Well, so is coming up the end of the NFL season. We got plenty of playoff football around the corner. Things will start to get even more interesting. We'll have to see all the other names that get called out amongst Antonio Brown's recent chaos. And then we also got a little tribute from the Washington football team who's going to be displaying their new name in February. They showed off 3 stars on the uniform. I don't think Jerry Jones is going to like that.
Oh.
I'm thinking they're going to be the Generals because of a 3-star general. Heard of that term?
Okay.
I could see them. Other people were saying the Commanders is also a potential name, which is weird.
I
they
think
belong in San Antonio, you fucks.
But I think that there was already a Commanders, or like there was a little bit of a trademark domain issue. Like it was already owned by someone. So, I mean, unless they got paid out, which, get that bag. So it's going to be exciting. They're still the Redskins to me.
I think everybody's
They'll probably always be
they wanted
the
the Red
Redskins.
Wolves.
I don't like that.
The Foreskins, the Redskins, same difference.
Yeah, I don't like the Red Wolves. It doesn't sit well. It just looks weird.
The Washington. I can't even think. I don't even know. I don't even know. Like the Washington Monuments.
The Monuments.
I think with the 3 stars though, how they had them aligned on. It looked like it was on the shoulder. I think they're going to be the Washington Generals. I'm willing to put down money that's it. So that is what I think the name is going to be. It makes sense to me.
I think they have like bets on this right now.
Yeah, there's like, and the names are like ridiculous. I can't remember what site had it, but they just like all these different odds for stupid names. So
I love gambling. It's
right?
Nice.
I wonder if there's any. I wonder if that's even a bet on Bet Online. If that's the thing, I'll have to look at that after.
It has to be. It has to be. We'll get back on that.
If there is, I'll post it on Twitter.
Tune in next week.
Tune in. And then, we won't know anything until February. We'll have a special February episode. No, we won't because fuck Washington. We'll just tweet
We're not
about
gonna
it,
have
and that's
episodes for
it.
them.
They're not getting free
Yeah.
publicity.
Assholes.
All right. Well, on that, oh, excuse me. On that
Whoa.
note, Jose, do you want to do your go-to?
Hey, you know what? We had the victory this week. No victory that week. But you know what? It's fine. Because you're going to be in the playoffs, and we're not. And I'm sad about it a little bit. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm a Bears fan. I'm used to this shit. Cheers. Hit that shit, bold of you.